Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at VeChain and its valuations against Ethereum. Haven't talked about VeChain in a long time, mainly because I'm not really holding it and it's not really doing much at the moment. But it is something that I would like to accumulate again should the opportunity come about. So let's flip this onto the weekly and kind of get a sense of where we are. So on the macro chart. So you can see that the month of half month of April and May have not been kind to VeChain and its valuations against Ethereum. The majority of this was due to the rally from Ethereum. Ethereum, if we can remember, uh, printed this insane move. And I really benefited from this, especially when I sold my VeChain back into Ethereum. I rode that wave. So a majority of this is due in part to Ethereum. The latter part of this is in due part to Bitcoin. So unfortunately, VeChain got the left hook and the uppercut, so to speak, the double whammy, and the valuations are continuing to go down. We're up about 6.5% against Ethereum. With VeChain for this week. However, I foresee that if Bitcoin, is currently bearish, it's below the 20-week moving average and it keeps on struggling, and especially if Bitcoin decides to do another pretty big dump, um, we can assume that this is going to further come down. Now, my ideal scenario, which does not have to happen, by the way, is that VeChain comes back down to the buy region here. At which point I will buy. I will buy a lot of VeChain on two assumptions. And these are assumptions, these are not facts. I assume that the cycle is not over. I assume that Bitcoin is going to come to higher valuations. Because of that, I also believe that altcoins have another run to give. And with that said, VeChain should be a part of it. It was a part of it the last rally. It was a part of it the previous one. There, with if Bitcoin is going to continue to push higher highs, then this is something that I want to be a part of again. And so now I'm just patiently waiting. We'll see down the line, especially like I'm not buying any altcoins right now, except for Chainlink and Tezos, but I haven't even started buying those, but those are the focus for me. But we'll see down the line of how Bitcoin fares on the weekly while it's below the 20-week moving average. Remember, there's only about a little less than 2 weeks of data of Bitcoin being below the 20-week moving average. That's not nearly enough. And because of that, I'm not necessarily going to buy in or sell at these points. I will wait. But we will see if down the line, if VeChain continues to come down in valuation against Ethereum, I will buy. I will start accumulating VeChain because VeChain, Cardano are one of my favorite charts where we have clear bottoms, right? We have clear bottoms against Ethereum, and if you have assets that are able to outpace Ethereum, then they're most likely outpacing Bitcoin, and that's just a win-win. The reason why you hold altcoins is that they want to outpace Bitcoin, and even better if they outpace Ethereum. VeChain is one of these assets, and because of that, I will wait if we come back down here. If we come back to the lower bottom of this region here, I will consider starting to accumulate there. It's not going to be as big as the bottom region, but like what we see with Cardano, Cardano's holding up its valuation against Ethereum fairly well. And because we don't know how VeChain will react during the bull market, right? Like this VeChain started trading at least on Binance on July 2018, and we know July 2018 we were like halfway in, right? Sorry, totally wrong. The peak was already set on Bitcoin and the altcoin season was already done. And so with that said, we don't know how how VeChain would have reacted during this period. And that's, I would argue, where we are right now. So how we can't definitively know. And if we look at Cardano, it's holding its valuations very well. It really seems hard to believe that it's going to come back down to these valuations, but we'll see, right? With VeChain, same thing. I mean, it could just hold its valuations here and then rally back up from that point rather than coming down to this valuation, holding it here and then coming back up. So That's kind of the scenario we'll see about VeChain. Obviously, it just needs more time. It took like a month or so, a little more than a month for it to come back down to these valuations. Let's wait another month to see where we're at. And if by a month we're like still holding these valuations, maybe I'll consider buying. I don't know. There are obviously other altcoins in my on my list that have higher priority because of where they are. Right, Tezos is one of them. It's within its buy region. Like this is something I'm focusing on. Chainlink is another. Chainlink is I want a larger weighting in Chainlink at this time around. But with VeChain, I mean it's kind of just waiting and seeing um, about that and and seeing if we're able to get back down into the buy region for VeChain. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.